The public hearing into the death of Myles Gray has been adjourned for 4 weeks after an obscene remark was caught on a microphone. Brad Hickford stepped down from his role as lawyer for the hearing, saying through his lawyer that he may have uttered the C word unintentionally. A replacement will now be sought for Hickman. The hearing has been described as one of the largest of its kind in British Columbia. It will examine the actions of Vancouver police towards Myles Gray, who died after being beaten by officers in 2015. It's been delayed after someone was heard to utter that obscenity into a microphone last week. Ian Donaldson is a lawyer for the Gray family. We want to talk about this case in a moment, but first, the adjournment because of the use of the C word. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's regrettable. It's obviously a departure from the decorum one would expect in a proceeding of this sort. And it's really unfortunate that it drove a delay in the hearing. That's just a regrettable thing.
Do you think it would have undermined this hearing if this lawyer had been able to continue, given the fact that he apparently said this word?
Well, it was certainly going to derail things because the respondent police officers had said to the adjudicator, we're going to make applications. If we fail in front of you, Madam Adjudicator, we're going to go to court. This would have become a large, involved, complicated event involving that person's conduct, and the prosecuting counsel and public hearing counsel didn't want that distraction. So he took what I will call the honorable course and stepped down.
Okay, so now that is out of the way, and we can talk about the key issue here, and that is Myles Gray. You've been representing the family for a long time. How do you feel about the fact that at some point next month, you'll get into the details of this case?
Well, I've been in the details of this case intermittently for a very long time, but what's more important is the public is going to be entitled to hear those details in a genuine, live, fulsome way. And that's an important thing, because if you are responsible for using force and are entitled to do that on behalf of the state, you should be accountable for the use of that force, especially in circumstances like this.
These are pictures from more than 10 years ago when there was this encounter with police officers leading to Myles Gray's death. We're going to hear different perspectives on what happened. From your perspective, what happened?
There was a young man in his early 30s in distress, mental distress. He sprayed a woman with a garden hose. People got frightened. The police came. More police came. He was ordered to drop to his knees. He was then pepper sprayed. He resisted, and in that resistance, he was beaten pretty severely and injured profoundly by a group of police officers. Ultimately, he was handcuffed, hobbled, and he died.
These details are going to be difficult to hear, and we're going to hear a lot, presumably, during this hearing. But you want the public to pay attention to this. Why?
It's important for public confidence in the police force and in law enforcement generally that the public understand what happened. And so it's a matter of, in my view, great public importance that we have an ability to air this publicly. And what Madam Adjudicator does with the defaults alleged, the abuse of authority, the failure to make notes, these are different issues that are forward-looking. But it's important that the public understand what happened and how it happened, because I think it would be a general thought that we don't want things to happen this way. And if we can look forward and avoid it happening the same way again, that would be a good thing.
Why is it taking so long, more than 10 years?
The IIO, the Independent Investigation Office, had an imperfect body of evidence. And they made a report. Crown Counsel declined to charge. That took many years. After that, there was an inquest. The inquest had better evidence. The verdict was homicide. After that, there was a discipline proceeding. The discipline proceeding internally did not have complete evidence. And there was found to be no problem with this. And as a result of all that, the Police Complaints Commissioner ordered the public hearing, which is now about to start, which now has started. So there are a variety of complicated reasons But if I were to pick one, it would be imperfect information at the beginning.
So we are now about a month away from finally getting into these details where the public will be able to find out. They'll hear different perspectives, but find out what happened on this day.
I hope so, yes. At the inquest, we were not able to explore some of these things at all. The presiding coroner prevented certain forms of inquiry because an inquest is a limited sort of function. This is much broader, and the adjudicator has the ability not only to find fault, but also to make recommendations, which could be important to saving the next life.
Ian Donaldson, hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you while the hearing's going on. Thank you.
Thank you.